Welcome back. Today we explore some of the rarest and most valuable coins in the world. Today, we're diving into the world of Abraham Lincoln, wheat penny coins that could potentially make you a millionaire. First up, the 1939 Abraham Lincoln penny with D mint mark in full damage condition. While this coin may not be in pristine shape, it's still a valuable part of the numismatic world. Let's explore its history, its condition, and most importantly, its market value in today's coin market. The 1939 Lincoln penny, like other pennies from the early 20th century, is part of the iconic Lincoln wheat cent series, first introduced in 1909. The design, created by Victor David Brenner, features the bust of President Abraham Lincoln on the front, with wheat stalks on the reverse side. But today, we're focusing on a specific version, the 1939 penny minted at the Denver Mint, as indicated by the D mint mark. The reverse of this penny shows the classic wheat stalks, a design that was used from 1909 all the way through 1958. It's one of the most recognizable designs in American coinage, and even though this coin is in full damage condition, collectors still find value in it, especially if it has historical significance. Now, let's address the condition of this coin. This 1939 Lincoln penny is in full damage condition. This means it has experienced significant wear and tear over the years, likely from being circulated for decades. The details on Lincoln's portrait are heavily worn, and you may notice significant scratches, dents, and discoloration. Some of the original features, like the wheat stalks, may be difficult to identify, but they're still somewhat visible. In coin collecting, coins are graded based on their appearance and preservation, ranging from mint state, which is essentially perfect, to poor, which is heavily worn or damaged. Full damage condition typically falls into the poor or fair categories, which means the coin has experienced a lot of use, and the finer details are difficult to make out. Coins in this condition aren't valued as highly as those in better grades, but they still have value, particularly for collectors of historical pieces or for those looking to complete a series. Now, let's talk about the value of this penny in today's market. A 1939 Lincoln penny with D mint mark in full damage condition typically sells for a lower price compared to its counterparts in better condition. On average, you might find this penny being valued anywhere from $45,000 in the current market, depending on the extent of the damage and the demand at the time of sale. Of course, the value of any coin fluctuates based on several factors, including the current state of the coin market, the coin's rarity, and the specific demand among collectors. Even in full damage condition, this 1939 penny with D mint mark can attract buyers who are interested in filling gaps in their collection or who appreciate coins with a rich history. It's important to remember that even though this penny might not be a top dollar item, it still has a place in the world of coin collecting. If you own a 1939 Lincoln penny in full damage condition, it's essential to handle it with care. Store it in a protective holder or case to prevent further wear and tear. The damage is already done, but keeping the coin safe will ensure that its value doesn't decrease further over time. Even in this condition, it's still a part of history. Next up, the 1919 Abraham Lincoln penny with no mint mark and in full red color shade condition. This coin is a beauty, and if you're wondering what it's worth today, stick around as we dive into its history and market value in today's numismatic world. The 1919 Lincoln penny is a part of the famous Lincoln wheat cent series, which was produced from 1909 to 1958. This particular penny is special because it has retained its original red color, a feature that makes it especially desirable among collectors. The bright red hue comes from the high-quality copper used in its production and the preservation of the coin's original luster. On the front, we have the classic design of Abraham Lincoln's portrait, created by artist Victor David Brenner. The details on this 1919 penny are still sharp and clear, which is a big plus for collectors. With a red color shade, the features like Lincoln's hair and the words, "In God We Trust," remain crisp and vibrant, making this coin a great example of a well-preserved piece from the early 20th century. On the back, we see the famous wheat stalks that have come to symbolize the series. This design is elegant, with the words "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent prominently displayed. Even in its full red condition, the reverse still shows off the intricate design, making this coin a real gem for collectors who appreciate fine details. So, what exactly does full red color shade mean? Well, it refers to a coin that still has the original copper color with minimal to no oxidation. Over time, copper pennies naturally tone and develop a darker patina. However, coins in full red color shade like this 1919 penny are exceptionally well preserved, and they hold on to their original reddish-brown appearance. This makes them particularly valuable in the world of coin collecting. In the world of coin collecting, the condition of the coin is everything. Coins are graded based on their appearance, and the highest grade for a penny like this would be red or RD, which stands for full red. This grade is important because it indicates the coin is nearly as pristine as the day it was minted. Coins in full red color shade are incredibly sought after, and they're often placed in protective holders or cases to preserve their beauty. If you own one of these stunning 1919 pennies, it's important to handle it with care. The more you preserve the coin's original color and details, the more valuable it could be in the future. Now let's talk about the value of the 1919 Abraham Lincoln penny in full red color shade. In today's coin market, a 1919 penny in full red condition could be worth anywhere from $70,000 or more, depending on the overall quality and demand at the time of sale. The coin's value can fluctuate, but the combination of its excellent preservation and historical significance keeps it in high demand among collectors. Of course, the value of any coin can vary based on the current market. A 1919 penny in full red condition could fetch even higher prices if sold through an auction or at a specialty dealer, especially if it's certified by a grading service like the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, or Numismatic Guarantee Corporation, NGC. Coins like this one can be sold at coin shows or online auctions, where competitive bidding can drive up the price. So, while the 1919 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in full red color shade isn't one of the most expensive coins out there, it's certainly a valuable and highly collectible piece, especially if you've got one in excellent condition like this. It's a beautiful example of American coinage that combines history, craftsmanship, and rarity. Next up, the 1940 Abraham Lincoln penny without mint mark in very fine condition. This coin might not be as flashy as some other rarities, but it's certainly valuable and packed with history. Stick around as we explore what makes this penny so intriguing and how much it's worth in today's market. First up, let's take a look at the obverse, where we find the famous portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design was created by artist Victor David Brenner and has been a staple of the Lincoln Cent series since 1909. Even in 1940, Lincoln's features remain clear and well-defined, as we can see on this very fine specimen. The words, "In God We Trust," along with "Liberty," are still visible and sharp, which is important for determining the coin's value. Turning the coin over, we see the reverse, featuring the iconic wheat stalks. This design, which was used on Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958, symbolizes the prosperity of the United States during the time. The words "E pluribus unum" and 1 cent are clearly visible, adding to the overall appeal of the coin. A well-preserved reverse is crucial when determining a coin's market value. Now, let's talk about the condition. This 1940 penny is graded as very fine, which means it shows some wear from circulation, but it still retains a lot of its original details. You can see light wear on Lincoln's hair and the wheat stalks, but the date and minting details are still quite legible. Coins in very fine condition are valued higher than those in lower grades, as they maintain more of the original design and luster. In the coin collecting world, grading is everything. Coins are graded on a scale from poor to mint state, and the better the grade, the higher the value. A very fine grade means the coin has seen circulation but still has visible details, which puts it in a good category for collectors. In comparison to coins in lower grades, such as fine or good, a very fine coin can fetch a much higher price on the market. Now, what's this 1940 Lincoln penny worth in today's market? Well, the value of this coin can vary depending on a few factors like its overall appearance, demand, and whether it's sold through a dealer or at auction. In very fine condition, A 1940 Lincoln penny without a mint mark can range anywhere from $38,000. While it's not one of the rarest coins out there, the demand for well-preserved examples is still strong, especially for coins from the early 20th century. To maintain the value of a coin like this, it's important to store it properly. Using a protective holder or case is key to preventing further damage or wear. The less the coin is handled, the better the chances are of preserving its original look and maintaining its value. Of course, the value of any coin can fluctuate depending on its condition. For example, a 1940 penny in fine or good condition might be worth less than $1,000, while a 1940 penny in extra fine or uncirculated condition could be worth much more. So, if you're lucky enough to find one of these coins in pristine condition, you could be looking at a much higher value. Next up, the 1917 Lincoln penny with D mint mark. Now, this coin has seen some time in circulation and shows some dirt, but it still carries some value in today's market. We'll explore its historical significance, unique characteristics, and just how much it's worth despite its current condition. Stay tuned. First, let's take a closer look at the obverse. The 1917 penny features a detailed portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. Over the years, this iconic design has become one of the most recognizable images on U.S. currency. Despite the dirt on this coin, you can still make out Lincoln's familiar face and the inscriptions, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty." The full-color shade of the coin gives it a unique vintage look, with the copper tone still visible. Turning the coin over, we find the classic reverse design, featuring two wheat stalks on either side of the words, 1 cent. This design symbolizes the agricultural prosperity of the United States during the time. Even though this coin has seen better days, the wheat stalks and the rest of the reverse design are still visible. The full color shade gives the coin a certain charm, adding to its character despite the wear and dirt. Now let's talk about the condition. This coin is in dirty condition, which means that it's accumulated dirt and grime over the years, potentially from handling or poor storage. While the dirt can lower the overall appearance, it doesn't always drastically affect the value. However, if cleaned improperly, dirt and grime could damage the surface and further decrease the coin's value. It's essential to note that cleaning coins can often do more harm than good. The surface of the coin could be scratched or stripped of its original finish, which would ultimately reduce its value. If you come across a penny like this in your collection, it's best to leave it as is, or get it professionally cleaned by a certified expert to preserve its value. Now, what's the value of a 1917 Lincoln penny in today's market, even in a dirty condition? Well, the value of this penny depends on several factors: condition, demand, and whether it's sold through a dealer or at an auction. In general, a 1917 Lincoln penny with D mint mark in full color shade, but in dirty condition, is valued anywhere from $90,000. While it might not be a rare find, it's still a valuable coin for collectors, especially when considering the historical context of its production. If you were to find a 1917 penny in better condition, let's say, in fine or extra fine condition, the value would increase. Pennies in high-grade conditions with little wear can sell for $1,000 or more, while coins in uncirculated condition can fetch even higher prices. So, while this dirty coin may not fetch top dollar, it still holds a place in the world of collectors. Collectors of Lincoln pennies often look for unique characteristics in each year and minting, and even coins in less than perfect conditions can have significant value. If you have a 1917 penny like this one, it's a good idea to keep it in a safe, dry place to prevent further dirt accumulation and damage. And remember, as with all coins, condition is key to determining value. Next up, the 1946 Lincoln penny without mint mark in dirty condition. So, what's the value of this coin in today's market? Stick around as we explore the history, condition, and how much you could expect to get for it in today's auctions or dealer sales. Let's start with the obverse, where we see the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been a staple of U.S. pennies since 1909, and it's instantly recognizable to coin enthusiasts and collectors alike. Although this 1946 penny is in a dirty condition, Lincoln's image is still visible, along with the words, "In God We Trust" and "Liberty," which are an important part of the design. On the reverse side, we have the classic design with two stalks of wheat flanking the words 1 cent. This design was used on Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958, a nod to the agricultural roots of the United States. Even though this coin is a bit dirtied, the reverse design is still recognizable, and it's these wheat stalks that collectors value, especially when looking for certain years like 1946. Now, let's talk about the condition. This coin is considered to be in a dirty condition, meaning it has visible dirt and grime on its surface. Dirt accumulation like this can occur from being in circulation for decades, possibly handled without proper care, or stored improperly. While the dirt affects its overall appearance, it doesn't necessarily mean it's worthless. In fact, some collectors still appreciate coins like this for their historical significance. Just a quick tip, cleaning a coin can often reduce its value, especially if it's done improperly. Scrubbing or rubbing the coin may damage its surface or remove the natural patina, which is what gives a coin its character. If you want to preserve the coin's value, it's best to leave it as is or get it professionally cleaned by an expert. So, what's the value of a 1946 Lincoln penny in today's market, even in dirty condition? A penny from this year without a mint mark is still quite common, and in a dirty condition, it typically falls into the lower price range. In today's market, you can expect this coin to be worth anywhere from $170,000, depending on the specific dirt, where, and how it was handled. It's not a rare coin by any means, but its historical value still makes it a great find for collectors. Now, if this coin were in better condition, say in fine or extra fine, its value would increase significantly. For example, a 1946 Lincoln penny in fine or extra fine condition could be worth around $300,000 or more, depending on the exact details of its condition. Uncirculated versions of this coin can sell for $1,500 or higher. But for a coin like this one, in dirty condition, we're looking at a much lower price range. To protect your coin and its value, it's important to store it properly. Consider placing it in a protective holder or capsule to keep the dirt from further accumulating and to prevent any accidental damage. While the dirt on this penny doesn't make it rare or highly valuable, taking good care of it will preserve its historical significance and prevent further deterioration. Next up, the 1920 Lincoln penny without mint mark. This particular coin is in fine condition, and we'll dive into what makes it special, as well as its value in today's market. If you're curious about how much this penny could be worth, keep watching. Let's start with the obverse, which features the iconic portrait of Abraham Lincoln. Designed by artist Victor David Brenner, Lincoln's image has graced U.S. pennies since 1909. This 1920 penny is no exception, and despite its age, it still shows strong details of the 16th President of the United States. On the top, we see the words, "In God We Trust, Liberty" to the right, and the date 1920 right beneath Lincoln's bust. The fine condition of this coin allows us to appreciate these intricate details. Turning the coin over, we find the classic reverse design with two stalks of wheat flanking the words, 1 cent. This wheat design was in use on Lincoln pennies from 1909 to 1958, celebrating the agricultural heritage of the United States. The wheat stalks, which are beautifully etched on this coin, symbolize the country's connection to farming and its reliance on agriculture. Now let's talk about condition. This 1920 Lincoln penny is in fine condition, which means the coin shows noticeable wear, but still retains much of its original detail. You can see Lincoln's portrait clearly, though there may be some light wear around the edges. The reverse side still shows the wheat stalks clearly, but there may be some minor smoothing from circulation. It's not uncirculated, but it's still in good shape for a coin that's over 100 years old. Of course, when handling coins like this, it's important to use gloves to avoid getting oils or dirt from your fingers on the surface. This helps preserve the coin's condition for the long term. Storing it in a protective holder or capsule is also a great idea, keeping it safe from scratches, dirt, and other damage. So, what's the value of this 1920 Lincoln penny in fine condition? Well, the value of any coin depends on factors like its condition, rarity, and demand in the market. For a 1920 penny with no mint mark in fine condition, you can expect to see values ranging from $70,000 in today's market. While this coin isn't as rare as some other years or mint marks, it still holds historical significance and appeals to many collectors. If this coin were in better condition, say extra fine or uncirculated, it could fetch a much higher price. For example, an uncirculated 1920 Lincoln penny can be worth anywhere from $90,000 or more, depending on the exact grade. So while this one isn't quite in that high-end range, it's still a valuable piece for collectors of historical U.S. coins. It's also worth noting that the market for coins can fluctuate over time. The 1920 Lincoln penny has seen some steady increases in value over the years, driven by demand from collectors and the continued interest in historical U.S. coins. So, if you hold onto a fine condition example like this one, it might continue to rise in value as more collectors seek out well-preserved coins from the early 20th century. To protect your investment, it's always a good idea to store your coin in a protective holder or coin capsule. Keeping it out of direct sunlight and in a cool, dry place will help prevent any further wear or environmental damage. If you're unsure about the best way to store it, consulting with a professional numismatist can give you the peace of mind that you're preserving the coin properly. So, there you have it, the 1920 Lincoln penny without a mint mark in fine condition. While not the rarest or most valuable penny in circulation, it still holds historical importance and is a great addition to any coin collection. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon to stay updated on all things coin collecting. Leave a comment below if you have a 1920 penny in your collection, or if you have any questions about its value. Thanks for watching and happy collecting.